Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
What would you say you do here?
God damn it. Bob, we love playing here tonight. My brother's ready.
It helps if you think of it as a game, Bob. Every game has a winner and a loser.
You must possess strength to inflict pain, Bob.
If only we could fly. Yeah. Limp Bizkit. What's up, partner? How you doing? Welcome to
the podcast bridge.
Well, I like it. Welcome to the Two Bobs Cast. We're an A to Z rock and metal podcast.
You got to say everything like
Two Bobs Cast. DJ. Two Bobs. We're an A to Z rock and metal podcast. Going A to Z. We are an L, as you probably can guess. We got the great, dead, and back alive again, Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit.
Rising like the phoenix.
Yeah, no kidding. Episode 57 of the Two Bobs Cast. We're over the almost halfway, or we're over the half century, almost halfway to a century now. So we are rolling. Yeah. How you doing, Mr. H?
I'm doing really good. Biscuit was fun this week for some of it. But there was some that wasn't so fun. But yeah, it was definitely a reliving. It's definitely listening to their catalog is an experience, I guess I should say. It's an experience.
John's agreeing that we're rolling. He said you guys, so I'm assuming he's not. John, not a fan of Limp Bizkit, sir. Which me and H were talking pre-podcast, and we'll get all into it. But
yeah, we'll have to do it again.
The love-hate of this band is off the charts. Like,
yeah.
I'll listen to these albums and, we'll go through all of them. We're going to do all 6 of their studio albums, and we threw in their EP too.
Yeah, why not?
Just because. So, John is too. Okay. All right. Well, he's rolling too then. So
nice.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I wouldn't have thrown the EP in actually, but no, it was cool to listen to it again.
Yeah. So we covered all 7 of what we'll consider their studio albums, and man, there's so much awesomeness, but also so much where I'm like, what am I doing listening to this? It's just such nonsense at times, so over the top, so overboard, but just so awesome.
All by design.
It is. Like that's what H was saying. It's what they do. It's what their goal is.
I think I said there's never been and there will never be another band like this ever.
Yeah,
it's just perfect timing when they came out, what they did. Like there'll never be another one. Like it's ridiculous. And they're like you said, they're blowing back up again, which is amazing. And it kind of puts a smile on my face.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. What do you got about Limp Bizkit?
Founded by Fred Durst, Sam Rivers, and John Otto in 1994 in Jacksonville, Florida. They later added Wes Borland and called themselves Limp Bizkit. The name was meant to repel listeners that would think that they suck just due to name alone. So that's a pretty genius move right there. It just kind of filters out people that are just going to be haters anyway. That wouldn't work in 2025 because it's too easy for people to be haters. But it was a great move. Other names, and now I'm glad that Herd has the parental advisory explicit content right next to his name there, right next to his face there. Because we're probably doing this band going to say some things that we probably wouldn't otherwise say. So
put the kids to bed, folks. If the kids are listening,
sorry, YouTube, don't hurt us. We're just little people, but So the other names that were considered by Fred Durst included Gimp Disco, Split Dick Slit, Bitch Piglet, and Blood Fart. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, oh, I could not. I almost threw up just saying it. Oh my goodness. Every interested label asked them to change their name, and Wes said just because they wanted us to do it, we were determined not to do it.
Yeah.
We gave them other options instead, like Funky Moses and the Red Sea Pedestrians. I mean, come on!
Yeah.
And 600 pounds of furious pig. Oh my god, you can't make this stuff up. Like it's absurd. It's absurdly ridiculous. But anyhow, they became Limp Bizkit. They started to blow up around Jacksonville. They played the clubs around there, and people said they showed up one day at these clubs. They played to like 15 people, and like 3 months later they came back and played, and everything was sold out. You couldn't get in there, and it was so bad that like 3 months after that, other bands were popping up around the area trying to sound just like them to try to latch onto this explosive popularity that they had. So it didn't take them long to kind of move along and really, really blow up. So in 1997, they worked with Ross Robinson, who we just talked about recently, and did $3 Bill, Y'all. Came out July 1st, 1997. It's got 13 songs on it. It's like an hour. These albums, some of these are marathon albums. Marathon. But some of them don't feel like it. So this is Ross Robinson. The title was meant again to repulse listeners. It was a part of the phrase "queer is a $3 bill." They took the $3 bill part and they just added some Southern slang to it, and that's how they got the title. Wes Borland originally left the band after a disagreement before a show opening for Korn, and that's the first time I ever saw Limp Bizkit was on the Korn tour, and people literally booed them loudly in the Agora. Like I remember that. Like it was, I cannot believe that. I was like, okay, well, it's not Korn, but like people like loudly booed them. They didn't get it at the time, and now those people look really funny because they got so huge. But anyway, they opened for Korn in California and he had a disagreement with Fred, and he left the band. And then on the way back to Florida to record the first album, the band was in a major accident in Texas with their gear and their van, I think. And I guess it was really bad. And I read that Fred had a kind of a near death experience, and it made him realize that you know, I don't know why, Wes and I were arguing, and he kind of put their differences aside and called them up, and then they got back together, and then they just recorded this ridiculous album, and yeah, blew up from there. So it wasn't the first time that Wes Borland was going to leave this band, but I'm Broke. The song was originally recorded for this album, but left off due to kind of a non-fit with the rest of the album the band felt. But they redid it and put it on the second album, Significant Other, which it's a great song too. My favorites on this one are Pollution, Counterfeit, Stuck, Sour, Clunk, and Leech. I think Counterfeit might be my favorite Limp Bizkit song. And I love this album. I loved it right away as soon as I heard it. I especially, I like the rawness of it, much like the first two Korn albums. I mean, it's kind of like Anything Goes. This is 100% like unvarnished Limp Bizkit from 1995 to 1997. There's no polish here. There's nothing. It's just raw them. And it is great. It's absolutely great. There's no skippers for me. This is my number one album. I have this at number one. It was really close though. I almost did a 1A and a 1B, but then I'm like 1A and 1B is just 1 and 2 anyway. Like,
True. Yeah, it's true.
So I just left them at 1 and 2, but it was so close. I had one of the hardest times deciding a top album of any of the podcasts that we've done. It was so close, so difficult. I picked this one just because it's the first time I heard them. This is more just nostalgia reasons, not because I think the album's actually better. But it's just for nostalgia reasons, and I like the rawness of it before they kind of got polished. But they still were great then too, and in some ways even better. So, but I do love this album. No, number one, I would give it an A plus. The only thing it's just like the subject matter. It's kind of like the first Korn, like you said, where the subject matter. I can't really give it an A plus. It's just, yeah, they went way off the rails. It was really funny at the time. Some of it's not so funny now, but it's still really, really good stuff. I loved it. So number one for me. What did you think of $3 Bill, y'all?
So, quick question before I get into the album. I always, and I didn't really look at the history. I kind of let you go to town on this with these, but maybe you know, maybe you don't know. But the involvement with Korn, with Limp Bizkit getting discovered, is it true that Fred was a tattoo artist and he was tattooing one of the guys in Korn?
He was a long time ago, but I guess what happened was Fieldy was a big fan. Fieldy Snuts, famously.
Yep.
Fieldy Snuts.
Right.
He was a fan, of course, of Limp Bizkit, right? He's Fieldy
okay.
Snuts. Of course, he's a fan of Limp Bizkit. But he was the one that pushed him to like Ross Robinson because they knew Ross Robinson and he knew Ross Robinson and I guess Ross Robinson. There's a whole bunch of. I didn't put everything in here because I didn't really want to drag it out, but Ross Robinson didn't really care. Like he listened to it and he's like, whatever. But I guess his girlfriend loved it and was like, dude, what are you doing? Like this is fantastic. So he re-listened to it again, and then he decided to produce them. But I guess, yeah, they are really close with Korn. I don't really know. Maybe that's how they met originally, but I know Fred was working in a million different jobs, and one of them he was a tattoo artist. So it could very well have been through that. I didn't come across that anywhere, but it sounds like something like that sounds familiar to me. But
I always kind of get mixed up the stories too, because like Korn was detrimental to Limp Bizkit getting discovered, and then Limp Bizkit was detrimental in Stained getting discovered. And I can't ever remember the stories between the two.
I think there's a lot of different ones too, to be honest. So,
okay. But I know Stained was nothing, and then Fred really pushed them because he loved that, and I think they're both from that Florida area.
Yeah, I think you're right. But Kid Rock helped Stained a lot too, because when he was blowing up, every time I saw Kid Rock for Devil Without a Cause for that album, that went crazy. Every time I saw him, Stained open for him. Every time in Cleveland, Toledo, everywhere we went, we followed him around for a while.
Yeah,
everywhere we went that he played around here, Stained open for him, and that was before it like Dysfunctional was out. But I don't know if they weren't picked up like at distribution nationally yet or not. But like it was undeniable how good they were. But yeah, I know that Fred had a lot to do with them too, and because you said they're from the same area,
right? So, Brian, I totally agree with you. Thanks for joining, brother. Totally a trip down memory lane, and I'm just gonna get started with this $3 bill, y'all. I have a hard time listening to this band because, and I was telling Mr. H before, like, to be completely honest with everybody listening, I can't stand this band. Like, I do not like them at all. But listening to a lot of this stuff, I hate myself because I'll listen to it and I'm like, that was awesome. And, I know you're going to get into it a lot, but I think Wes Borland, he brings the fun. Like, okay, so he's obviously a very, very talented guitar player that doesn't play very complicated stuff within Limp Bizkit. It's very simple stuff, but the punch that he brings on all of the riffs that he does, it just hits. It hits like a rock, So I think it's the perfect marriage between the craziness of Fred Durst, the ability to say anything, to the things that it rubs against the nerve in your brain to where it's like, this is trash, this is garbage. But when you mix it with Borland's guitar playing, it's like the guiltiest of all guiltiest pleasures of all time, and it's just awesome. These guys are, they make this big deal now about the metalcore bands and about the the breakdown and then the beat dropping. These guys are the first people to do that, where they wind it down and Fred is doing a little part, and then the beat hits and it kicks in, and I don't care what I'm doing,
bounce in the mosh pit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's exactly what you find.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get up and break stuff, pun intended, as we'll see later. But
Man.
But this band it's just such
You
a
almost
bipolar experience for
like
me.
you feel like you need to go to a confessional or something after you listen to it because you're like, I love this, but I feel like I'm sinning by loving it.
Yeah. So
Oh
so
my
$3
goodness.
bill, y'all. I loved it right away, but hated it too. Just like I said, just going through these songs, it's banger after banger, of course. But again, it's just the stupidity of the lyrics and the things that he's talking about. But what really hits for this album for me is it's so angry sounding. It's
Yes.
so
Yes.
like Fred sounds so pissed off
Yes.
every moment on this album. Like he's screaming at you while he's rapping. I love, like you said, the rawness of this.
Mhm.
Like
And the heaviness.
yeah,
I,
oh
I
yeah,
didn't
oh
even mention that, but that's why I love Counterfeits so much. And Counterfeits about those bands
yep.
that tried to be just like them. That song is about them. Like, yeah, so they wrote these like while they're in the scene, it's amazing.
Yeah. But I'm with you. Pollution, Counterfeit, Stuck, Nobody Loves Me, Sour.
Yeah.
Like this whole album
I
is
could
just
just name them all,
full of
right?
bangers.
You know.
I remember when I first saw them, you were at the show also. It was the Ozfest at the Rubber Bowl. That
Yeah.
was the first time
Yep.
I seen them. They had the big
Fred came
toilet
out
on
of the
stage.
toilet. Yeah.
Yep. Uh,
Oh.
was awesome. And what stood out to me was obviously doing the George Michael cover of Faith. It blew me away. Now anymore, I don't like it. I think we've all heard it 5 million times, and there's really no reason to ever hear it again. But when I heard it the first time, it blew me away. I was like,
Same.
who are
Same.
these guys?
Same.
Um,
I'm like,
so
wait, they did what?
yeah, it's super cool. It's
Unbelievable.
super cool.
They do have some great covers.
And
They
I
do.
went to Best Buy or whatever after seeing that Ozfest, and I bought like 5 albums because I found all
Yeah.
these bands. I'm like, I got to get into these guys. So I bought $3 Bill Y'all right after that, and just I listened to it a ton. I was very highly anticipating their next album after this, and I was not at all disappointed. So, but this is awesome. This is definitely an A album for me as well. It's number 2 for me. I think I was kind of in the same predicament as you, and I kind of flipped the coin and I went with the one that I think had a little bit better lasting impression on me. I listened to this nonstop, but quickly turned the page when the next album came out, and it kind of replaced it. It did everything that I liked here, but a little bit better, in my opinion. So, $3 Bill Y'all is an A for me, but number 2.
All right, so I guess we know what your number A is. Like we're gonna say it here in a second. Yeah, Fred's like he's real imitable too. Like it's real easy to like imitate his voice and his like style. So that makes it like it's just so easy to listen to because you can just like almost anybody can just rap along with him, and you can sound just like him. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
So many singers out there that you can't sing along to because you just can't sound like them.
Yep.
But Fred, you can sound just like that guy. All right, on to Significant Other, June 22nd, 1999. 15 songs on this one, I believe. Yeah, there's some
It's long.
marathon-y stuff here. I think all 3 of these, I think, are over an hour, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is long also. This is Terry Date now producing. This is kind of more melodic and polished and less raw than the debut, as we were just mentioning. But they did expand on what they have already done. So this peaked at number 1 on Billboard. So this is when it really kind of blew up for them, especially with like Nookie and Break Stuff around this one. They were determined to dispel the notion that they were a Korn ripoff too, because a lot of people did. Wes Borland can play some stuff that now you said his riffs are easy, where I somewhat agree with that, being not a musician, honestly. But,
Sure.
But what people have a trouble imitating is the sounds that he makes the guitar make.
Yes.
It's like it's easy riffs, but it's almost like a keyboard and a guitar player put together. He's so good at making different sounds with his guitar that fit along with what they're doing. Like a lot of it, they didn't have a keyboard player for a long time. I mean,
Lethal.
Lethal has samples, and he does turntable work, but he doesn't play keyboards, but a lot of that stuff sounds like it would be keyboards. It's a lot like Monkey and Head do in Korn, but Wes does it by himself.
Yeah, he
you know,
does.
which is it's amazing. So that guy, yeah, he's incredibly talented and a great songwriter, as we're going to find out here. But anyway, they were determined to dispel a notion that they were a Korn ripoff. I really don't hear that as much, but that's kind of, I guess, because I'm a fan of both bands and I can hear the differences between them, I suppose. But Wes's guitar work, I can definitely see where people would say that, because really Fred doesn't sound anything like Jonathan Davis at all. So it's not that. Jonathan Davis doesn't do what he does. Jonathan Davis raps too, but not like that.
Right.
But Wes was also inspired to use a 7-string guitar on this album by Korn. This was his first attempt at that. He went back to a 6-string for the next album. But Durst recorded a song with Eminem called "Turn Me Loose" that was left off of this album, which I don't know why, but that's kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever heard it either. I'm sure it's out there, but I don't think I've ever heard it. I need to kind of do a deep dive and find some of these songs that there's other stuff that they recorded but didn't put on these albums. Interscope demanded that they take a break, and they said, no way. When have you ever heard of that from a record company before? That's crazy. They just want to capitalize. They want you to pump out music as fast as you can. And Flip Interscope says, no, you guys take a break. And they're like, man, no way. Like, we're ready to go. And then they put this out. Like, it's just unbelievable. Fred's lyrics were a little slightly more mature here, but not a lot, but also a little less angry, I think. He kind of gets into some different topics other than just being angry. So, but I have a lot of favorites on this one too. This one is like just barely below the previous album for me. So I have this one at number 3, but my favorites are Just Like This, Nookie, Break Stuff, Rearranged, Nobody Like You. There's a lot of great songs in here. No skippers. I still like it a lot. It kind of drags on a little bit for me though, just a little bit, kind of near the end. Like there's I don't know, like No Sex and you know, there's Trust. It just kind of drags just a little bit, kind of right there. But anyway, this is just slightly below $3 Bill, y'all. Also, I like In Together Now because it's, you know, it's similar rap to Dr. Dre. It's like a similar beat to what Dr. Dre drops, and I'm a huge fan of that. But Fred, I guess, already raps, so it fits more than Korn. So I don't know. I just kind of like just what Fred does more than kind of mixing it with other people, and I kind of found that throughout, you know. But this might be the best of those songs with the guest vocalist, I think, for me. Yeah. So I really do like that one, though. I don't want to say that I don't, but I prefer kind of just Fred do his thing. But anyway, I have this as a B, A minus, not a B. What am I talking about? A minus, number 3 for me on this one. What did you think of Significant Other?
Yeah, kind of echoing Brian here. Brian, this is his number 1. It's my number 1 also, obviously. I give it a little higher than the B plus that he gave it, but totally agree. As soon as this came out, it was in the rotation of all my stuff. And I agree with you. Loads of diversity on this album. They really showed they weren't just going to be that rap metal band. This album was really impressive because, again, we talked about it with Korn too. This is the age of the TRL. This is the age of pop music and those type of things. These guys added like what Korn did, but even a little bit more pop influence in it. Very, very popular. Like, these songs were huge for this band. Nookie was just off the charts huge for these guys. Obviously Break Stuff as well. Rearranged, that video I think was on TRL number 1 for so long as well. I just love the way that this album sounds. I think Wes really stepped up his game on this album. They really showed that they could be better songwriters too. This is the album I feel the least like where my brain is melting as I'm listening to it. This sounds like the even keel for me, where it's like it's still everything that they do great and that drives you nuts about them, but everything on here is so much more digestible than either $3 Bill Y'all and the next album. One is so raw. This one is like polished, and the next one is just raunchy as hell. But I love this album. The Significant Other, it blew my mind. I bought it the day it came out, and I listened to it a ton, and it still sounds great. It's another headphone album where you just hear everything that's going on in it, and it's phenomenal. Just Like This is such a perfect way to kick off the album. Nookie into Nookie, and they do the lethal beats awesome in this album too, where they really push the boundaries of mixing it all together, and it sounds great. That beat at the beginning of Nookie into the heavy ass riff from Wes Borland it just melts your face. It's great. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Rearranged showed that obviously they could be good songwriters too. It's a slower pop influenced, not even a metal song. It's like almost like a hard rock pop song. It's really, really good. You mentioned I'm Broke. It was supposed to be on the first album. It's here. It fits well here. Got John Davis and Scott Weiland appearance on Nobody Like You. It's great. In Together Now, I love that song. I think Method Man and Fred mesh so well together. Way better than I thought that John Davis meshed with Fred on their song that was on Follow the Leader. I think this is way better. I think you mentioned it. It works. It fits better. It's a more natural marriage between the two. Trust. I actually love that song. I sometimes I'll hear it on not Octane, the other one, Turbo, and I really like that. Show Me What You Got was actually a song that was they did a song on the Family Values tour, and I know this because mine and Brian Ness's band, we covered it when we were a cover band early in our thing. We did the live version of that Limp Bizkit song of the Show Me What You Got, was the Cambodia, I think it was called, if I think that's right, Brian. But it was on the Family Values live album. So we did the Cambodia version, and then they reworked it into another song, Show Me What You Got. So it is a little bit long-winded. It's a very long album, but there's really no skippers for me. I really think it's a really good album. It's hard to do 62 minutes, 15 songs, though there's an intro and an outro there. So it's not really, it's more like 13 songs. So, I think it's fantastic. It's, like I said, number one for me. Probably not an A+, but it's a really high A for me. This is the one of all these albums I come back to the most, and I probably will come back to it many times in the future. I do appreciate the rawness of $3 Bill Y'all, but Significant Other to me is number one. So number one and an A for me.
All right. On to Chocolate Starfish.
In the hot dog flavored water.
October 17th, 2000. It's the kind of thing like you almost can't stop doing it,
I know.
Like it infects you, and you almost can't stop doing it. Terry Date produced again, so this one sounds just as good as the last one did.
Yep.
They originally started with Rick Rubin, but then some creative differences made him leave the project, so they went back with Terry Date. This is the last release with Wes Borland, as he would leave, but he'd return for basically the EP2 album, like not the next album, but the EP after. Wes and Fred both said they came in. This is amazing to me. This blows my mind. The ridiculously huge songs that are on this album. I mean, look at the hundreds of millions of listens on this album, more so than the other ones. That Fred and both said they came into the studio to record this with almost nothing prepared whatsoever. That they created this album, and it amazes me that they were able to create this great of an album of just completely memorable songs on the fly, like just kind of as they were in the studio. That's like the next level of like these songs are just coming to you, and they can't stop, like they can't help themselves, So like you said, Fred, they're blowing up. They're doing everything. They're hosting like listening parties for songs at the Playboy Mansion. That Fred's the host. Like they're everywhere, all over the world, and they're like the most popular thing on the planet almost at this point. Really, it's like maybe Britney Spears or something. I don't know, but it's just insane. They're popular, so they literally thought they could pretty much do anything. and that they wrote this album just basically kind of in the studio on the fly just blows me away. This debuted at number 1 on Billboard 200, sold over 1 million copies in the U.S. in its first week. So, I mean, that never happens now. I mean, now you get the number 1 album sells like 17,000 copies, you know. This was 1 million in a week. So they originally named this Limp Pendants Day, but they missed the July 1st release deadline, so they had to change the title. So my favorites are, I have like almost all favorites on this album, but I have 2 skippers. This is the weirdest album for me, and it's part of the reason why it's number 2 for me also. Like, I absolutely love just about every song on this album, except for Hold On and the second Rollin with the Urban Assault vehicle with DMX, Method Man, and Redman. I just like the original. They don't needed to put a second one on here. Like, they didn't need to. The first one's so great. Like, they didn't need to put another one on here. But this is number 2. This is also an A for me, even though I have 2 skippers on here. But it's just kind of a function of the album's too long. You know, it's 75 minutes. So
Yeah.
I mean, yes, that's a 10-minute outro too, like you said, but it's still over an hour without that. So without a 10-minute track and a minute 18 intro, there's a lot here. But I still, even listen to it now, like, you know, Living It Up, My Way, My Generation, Hot Dog, Full Nelson. Like, I love all of these songs, all of them. The One is a great song. It reminds me, you know, like you said on the last album with Rearranged. I'm the One is the Rearranged on this album.
Right.
You know, it's just, even that's really good. And I love Rearranged too. But like, this album has those tracks, and I think, and then some for me. Like, they're just such, like, the songs are at a higher level in total for me. They're just slightly stronger than on Significant Other. So actually, these top 3 are really close. 3 was a pretty solid 3 for me, but 1 and 2 were really close, and even Significant Other's not far behind that. Like, I love all of that album just about too. So, and I didn't have any skippers on that one, so I just feel like the songs are just a little stronger here. And this for me is Limp Bizkit's apex. You could even say the last 2 albums is kind of their apex. You know, like they never got any better or bigger than that. They're big now, but if they put an album now, they wouldn't sell like what this one sold. Like, they were just on top of the world, you know, with this one. So this is number 1. This is an A for, I'm sorry, this is number 2. I'm sorry, this is an A for me. Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water Herd. You heard? What do you got?
Oh boy, if only we could fly.
Oh man. Take it to Matthews Bridge. Oh,
so
and Don Otto is just such an underrated drummer too.
Yeah.
He's so good, man, just laying down these beats. Around the same time, there was a band called Shovel that came out real quick, and they were the best of the imitators for me. I saw them on Ozfest, and they blew me away. The album set it off. I never missed a chance to throw this out there. Shovel, Shuvel. The album has set it off. It came out in 2000. Go find that one. You'll love the whole thing. And it sounds, that might be the best sound. It's better sounding than these 2 albums. I don't know how they did the drums and the clarity on that album. It just sounds ridiculously amazing, and it's a debut. But anyway, check out Shovel Set It Off too, because that came out in 2000 also, and I could not get enough of that either. Anyway, It's all you.
Welcome, Tyler. Welcome to the show.
Tyler!
Brian S., this is exactly my thoughts on the only thing I don't like about this album is I'll always remember getting this album and being so turned off by the song Hot Dog. I think it is the one song that they totally go overboard with. I just can't deal with it. I can't. He literally is. It's an effed up this. It's an effed up that. Every line is F this, F that. And again, even as a kid, I just always skipped it. And when I seen them live last year, they were phenomenal. It was a great concert. But they played Hot Dog, and I was annoyed. I'm still annoyed by that song. Like, and I'm not like snooting my nose to where like I, at 22 years old didn't use the F word too much. Of course I did. But this song turned me off so much. And luckily, the album after that just turned all the way up for me. This is a phenomenal album, but I can't look past that song. And I was a huge fanboy of 9 Inch Nails at the time. And obviously this is Fred having beef with Trent Reznor. The whole chorus You want to F me like an animal. You want to think that I'm the
Yeah.
perfect drug, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So I was a little bitter about that too, but I think Hot Dog is garbage. The music in it is cool. It's got a cool breakdown. It's got Borland's awesome guitar in it, but Fred killed it for me on that song. But the good parts of this album, My Generation is awesome. Full Nelson, My Way, of course, is a huge song. Rollin' was a huge song. I love the song he does with Exhibit on here, the Get Your Groove On. I think that's awesome. The Take a Look Around from the Mission Impossible soundtrack, I think is really cool how they incorporated the Mission Impossible theme in there. Really, really cool breakdown in that one too. I do like Boiler. I think that's a pretty cool song too. I liked that video as well. Living It Up is great for sure. This is a great album. It just has some blemishes on it for me. I wish Hot Dog didn't exist. If it didn't exist, I would probably have it right up there with 1 and 2 for me. But it takes a little bit of a backseat to those two albums, mostly because of that. It's number 3 for me. It's a B plus. It's a really, really, really good album. You can't shortchange them here because of how big this was. It was they were coming off the success of that Woodstock 99 performance of theirs where
Or infamous now.
yeah
Not looking at such a success now,
but it blew them up
Yeah,
though. It got them in the news. It got them known.
sure did.
And of course, Fred was very defensive. He's like, listen, I what did I do? People went nuts and I was just up there doing my music. But people were getting assaulted and everything was getting torn apart.
It's kind of what didn't he do, not what did he do.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
He-
Like,
he
and
was
that's the part he doesn't admit to. It's
Yes.
what he didn't do. He didn't
Correct.
do anything to stop it.
He didn't.
He's
He
okay
didn't.
with people crowd surfing on pieces of wood that are on fire. He's
Right.
like okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
okay, to some level that's like badass or whatever, but you gotta, you're in control of this. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And like that's the part he doesn't take responsibility for, and it kind of bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, it does
He was
me
young
too.
and immature.
Definitely, if you guys out there haven't seen the Woodstock documentary on Netflix, it's fantastic. I didn't realize all the stuff that went down at that show. And again, I didn't get to go. I really wanted to go.
And that's why I don't blame Fred for all of it being his fault, because these people were already angry, and you
Yes.
would be too if
Yes.
you got put through what those people got put
Yes.
through on that airbase.
Oh, yeah.
So you would have been angry too. It was a perfect storm kind of thing. It's just what he didn't do to try to keep some of that from not being so bad. But
yeah,
were you there, Brian?
I don't think Brian was there. I
did not go. I have it all on videotape. I have 10 VHS tapes. I recorded the whole weekend. I bought it on pay-per-view and recorded the whole thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
And there's no commercials. They show people walking around doing whatever they're doing. Like, it's ridiculous. The things you see, it's just like a camera on a pole, and you're just watching people walk by in between bands, and people are naked and doing whatever. It got ugly, man. It got ugly.
I mean, I bought the album, but that is just one song from everybody, and I know I've seen a lot of it on YouTube and things like that. So there's some sets from that show that are just out of this world. That Green Day one, I think, wasn't that 95? I think that one was 95.
94, I think was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Green Day one was the early one, and the 99 was the one that Limp Bizkit and Korn and all those. I think they were both bleep shows from what I can remember. I think both of those Woodstocks were bad. I can't remember. Was Red Hot Chili Peppers that whole thing when they did Fire and the whole place was in flames? I can't remember. Was that 99 as well?
So, yeah.
Okay. There's so many of those performances that kind of bleed into each other. But but Green Day's Mud War, I remember that. I remember 94, the 9 Inch Nails, where they're all covered in mud too. It's wild.
Wish I had that one on VHS too.
Yeah. But anyway, I had to kind of bring that up because, again, this album came out right after all that happened. So I'm sure that didn't hurt the sales of this album because everybody was like, all right, I got to see what this is all about.
Even people that had, even by then, had never really heard of them, they had to go check it out, because, just to see really what happened at this festival. They had to go see why, because everybody's obviously blaming a lot of it on Fred. They're like, who is this guy? People that had no idea were checking them out.
Yep. So absolutely. And the one other thing I want to shout out to, I think it's the funniest thing ever. So my son he's into anime, And one of the animes that he really likes is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And in this anime, they have characters that have like these special moves, and they name these moves after bands, and it's based in Japan. So I guess when they move them over to the English translation, they due to copyright, they named these things totally different. So one of these guys' moves was Limp Bizkit, but instead of calling it Limp Bizkit because of copyright, they call it Flaccid Pancake, which to me is the funniest thing I've ever heard. My son told me about it, and I was dying laughing. And then, like the other one that cracks me up, there's one of them that has a move called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Nice.
So instead of that, the English translation without the copyright is filthy acts at a reasonable cost.
Awesome.
So anyway, I had to shout that out. My son will get a kick out of that. But
That's good
the
stuff.
Flaccid Pancake. So a lot of times I'll refer to them. Listening to some Flaccid Pancake over here. So.
Yes, I'm going to use that one too. No,
You
that's
should,
great
definitely.
stuff. Fantastic.
So yeah, so Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish, Hot Dog Flavored Water for me is number 3 and a B+.
Totally get why you and Brian, have a problem with that song. I'll say I've said it a million times, and I'll continue to say it. The lyrics really mean nothing to me.
Sure, I get it.
So I mean, if it means anything to you, I totally get it. You're like, and like Brian, the way Brian put it was great. Where he's like, "Is this what I've resorted to?" Like, yeah, if you're trying to listen to smart lyrics in a song, Limp Bizkit's probably not for you for the most part anyway. But that song especially. But it all fits, right? Like He makes a whole story about it. He gets all the stuff that he's angry about. It's just, could I do without that? Could I do it? Would I like it maybe a little bit better if he did it clean? Sure. But he didn't. So
I do like the line in it there. He says, if I say F one more time, it's 57 F's in this effed up rhyme.
Yeah,
To me, that was the one part I was like, at least he's owning.
Yeah,
it.
he's counting them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing with him. Like, he puts it out there, but he kind of owns it. He's like, look, I know this is raunchy, and if I say it 2 more times, there you go. So
yeah, that's how many times. In case you're wondering, listening to this, yes, I'm saying it a lot, and this is how many times I'm saying it. So just so you know.
Just if you're keeping count,
right.
and it's accurate. If you go back and count them, it's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, on to results may vary. September 23rd, 2003, 16, I guess, songs on this one.
Another one way too long.
Marathon. Oh, my goodness. Terry Date, again, Rick Rubin, Fred Durst, DJ Lethal. A bunch of people had a hand in producing this album. No Wes on this one, though. Mike Smith filled in on the tour. Mike Smith from Snot, guitarist from Snot. He filled in on the tour, but from what I read, he didn't do much in the writing department. Like, they originally started with him, but I mean, Snot's completely a different band than what Limp Bizkit does. So, I mean, Mike Smith could easily play that stuff, but yeah, he filled in. And then I guess Fred Durst played some guitar on this album.
And Sam Rivers did a lot of the other stuff.
Sam Rivers did, and then they had a couple other session guitarists come in to end up recording this album. This album really suffers without Wes. The songwriting isn't nearly as good. The dynamic guitar is just completely missing, except for what sounds like an almost exact copy of another song that somebody plays on the album. And I'm like, where have I heard this before? This sounds exactly. It's the same tone and the same effect, the same everything as what Wes did. It's just slightly different. I'm like, okay, this is like Wes is on this album, but didn't write anything new, but it really does suffer without him. It sounds like any other band. For me, this is the way I felt like I should put it. It sounds like any other band could have recorded this album except for Fred's voice. Like you said, Fred's rapping and Fred's voice and his singing voice, like nobody sounds like him. So it sounds like, but any other band could have recorded this album. It's nothing about it really stands out. And I like Snoop Dogg a lot too, but Red Light, Green Light isn't good either. I would remember being excited when I heard Snoop Dogg was going to be on a song. I was like, man, that might, because some of that stuff I really liked and some stuff I didn't. I'm like, man, this is going to be a really good one. It's really not. It's not that good a song. It's like Snoop. It's like they took old Snoop rap tracks and like put them in here and like fit them in and rearrange them. It's almost like Snoop wasn't even there because he says some of the same stuff that he says he's on other albums, like almost exactly. Behind Blue Eyes is another one. Like, they do a lot of good cover songs, but Behind Blue Eyes is not one for me. It was really the only hit on this album, and I really didn't even care for it. My favorites are "Give Me the Mic," I guess that one, and "Lonely World" is okay too. But "Give Me the Mic" kind of sounds like at least a little bit like old Limp Bizkit. But the skippers for me on this one is most of it is just kind of blah. Like it's not memorable at all. Like "Take It Home," the song is especially bad for me as far as skippers go. But I have this as a C minus, and I have this at number 7. I have this at the bottom of the list. Results may vary. I thought maybe I'd feel differently about it 20 years later, but no, I still think it kind of sucks. So I've listened to all these songs before multiple times. This is how unmemorable it is. When this came out, I listened to it a bunch, right? So I've listened to all these songs before lots of times, and listening to it this time, almost all of them, it's like I'd never heard them before. Like I didn't
Right.
even remember them. I'm like, oh, okay. And like, "Give Me the Mic." I'm like, okay, I remember this one. But other ones, I'm like, yeah, I don't even remember listening to this song 20 years ago. And it's so long, and that really kind of takes away from it too for me because I don't like it, of course. But anyway, I have it as a C minus and number 7. What did you think of "Results May Vary"? Because results may vary.
Yeah, John, aptly titled for an apt observation. Yeah, overselling it. And I kind of agree here with Brian S. too. It really does. You definitely feel the loss of West Borland here. You lose that punch, that Limp Bizkit punch, and the breakdowns and the punchy riffs and all that stuff. You lose that. I honestly, my bottom 3, I could have rearranged basically any order.
Free.
I don't really like any of my bottom 3. What's up, Nicolas Alonso? Donde está la música? Where's the music? I don't. Is that? I think that's what I
I
don't.
think it's right here with Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. So welcome, man. Nice to have
Welcome.
you. Thanks for stopping by.
Hola.
But this is a rough album, and a lot of it. These next couple are really rough for me. I've not really gotten any kind of bond to it. Eat You Alive is very cringy. I remember the video, and it's about a kidnapping or stalkerish, and it's really creepy stuff. Weird, Fred. Weird. Give Me the Mic, you mentioned, is pretty good. Yeah. Oh, Limp Bizkit's in the house, y'all. Lonely World, okay. I actually don't mind Behind Blue Eyes, the first half of it. I actually like it, but it gets really weird halfway through. It does I think I was telling Brian S., like the speak and say or whatever the little red thing you type the letters and the robot voice would talk to you. Like Lethal goes off in the middle of it. It was like LIM.
Yeah.
That's where it loses it for me. I'm like, I can't take this seriously. It's weird, but I actually think it's a pretty good cover. I think Fred does a good job on it. Just halfway through, it kind of loses me. Again, I'm with you. This is a very blah album. I don't think it's as bad as their next couple, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it. I had it at number 5, but I have it the same place as you, C minus. I think I have the next few even a little bit lower than that, but it's just, this is a really dark time for Limp Bizkit, and I feel like this is why I give them so much credit for rising back up again, because this is pretty dark times for them. This album buried them. Like, they're left for dead at this point. And the next 2 albums, which we'll talk about next, is like I don't even think anybody ever knew like what happened to them. I'm sure people know Gold Cobra and the EP, but like for me, I just glossed right over all that stuff. So Nicholas, yes, we're going in order of the albums from first to last. So just rewind back to the beginning of the podcast and we get into the first album.
My favorite is the song right after that, "Counterfeit." So yeah, we did talk about Pollution's great. We both loved it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great album. Definitely check out the beginning of our podcast. But I did have Results May Vary number 5 and a C minus.
Okay. I have these 3 in my bottom 3 also. We're just going to have them in a different order, I think. I think we're going to largely agree on a lot of this, but that's okay. The Unquestionable Truth is an EP that came out May 3rd, 2005. It's got 7 songs on it. I remember I was at work. We bought some new machines and we had to go to St. Louis to kind of run them off to make sure that they could run our parts, right? So they set them up there, the company that we bought them from. And I went out there with this other engineer, and I had heard that Wes Borland was coming back to Limp Bizkit. And then this album, Unquestionable Truth, came out May 3rd, 2005, 7 songs. It was kind of underground. Like, nobody knew this was coming out, and it was by design. Like, they just wanted to keep it quiet. Like you said, they kind of got buried.
Yeah.
After Results May Vary. So they just like, well, let's just put this out. Wes is back. Let's record this and put it out. I made him drive me around in the rental car to the record store the day it came out because we were in St. Louis to buy this album, and I brought it back on the plane with me. Like, I couldn't wait to get home. Like, he got it. We had a CD player in the rental car, and we listened to it all the way back to the hotel. So I just remember that about this album because I was so excited Wes was back. And then I listened to it, and I was like, okay, Wes is back, but the magic's not. So,
Yeah.
So this is Ross Robinson again. They're really trying, and they've admitted to it, that they're really channeling Rage Against the Machine here. But it doesn't sound like Limp Bizkit, So that's the problem. I like the heaviness. I love the riffs that Wes was laying down. This is all heavy. He's not using like all the effects. This is just heavy riffs that he's putting down here. It's just the songs aren't very good, and it sounds like them trying to sound like someone else, which I always kind of have a problem with. That very seldom works for me. So John Otto was in rehab. So New York hardcore drummer Sammy Siegler filled in on drums for this EP. Again, like I said, this was intentionally released as an underground album with very little prior advertising, promotion, interviews, any of that stuff. Kind of an interesting choice, though, I thought, for a band who seemed to crave the spotlight and kind of use media to promote themselves any way they could just a few years earlier. So it's kind of weird that they really got hurt, I guess, by putting out Results May Vary. And, when they came out with this, I was like, you think you're excited that Wes is back, you're putting something out, you would think they would kind of go back to being that, look at us, here we are, we're back again, but they didn't. So, but I think that really hurt this album too in sales, or this EP. I keep calling it an album, but it's got 7 songs on it. It's 29 minutes, almost 30. Their last album's 32 minutes, and everybody calls that an album. So it's kind of an album.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't really have any favorites on here. Like, literally nothing on this album stands out above the rest for me. So this is another blah one. Not much of it. I don't really have any skippers. It's just kind of, all of it's just kind of okay. Not much of it's very good. Like, any of it is very good. I have this as a C. I have this at number 6. I feel like it's better than Results May Vary, but only slightly, just because I like the guitar better. Like, Results May Vary. Like, I really was missing Wes so bad. Like, the guitar is it's just not good on Results May Vary at all. So I was happy that Wes was back, but the album just isn't real good. So, and then on to the next one after a 3 to 4 year hiatus after this. So, but I have this as a C, number 6. What did you think of The Unquestionable Truth Part 1, which I guess, were going to come out with a Part 2 and then changed record labels and scrapped it. So
yeah,
Part 1's all you'll ever get.
I do wish there was a Part 2. Maybe it would have been a more complete thing for me.
I agree.
I think that would have helped it out a lot. I do like the Propaganda, the first track on it. It's the one that sticks out to me. The rest of it is pretty unforgettable, but I do like the riff on Propaganda a lot. Yeah, this is not Fred's best work at all. He goes, and I know you're not lyrics guy. I'm more lyrics guy. The lyrics on this are pretty rough. It's very politically driven. There's a lot of stuff here about, like, the attacking the church and attacking, whatever else. Like, every song is going after something. Obviously, Propaganda is, about
Catholic
that
sex abuse, terrorism, politics, propaganda. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it's rough. It's almost like they come across as this joke band, and I think they do a better job when they do that. When they don't take themselves seriously.
Yeah, trying to put out a message, and you're like, wait, huh?
Yeah, like I don't really care what you have to say, Mr. Durst.
Was it the guy that counted how many times he said the F word in one song? Like, now you're telling me that I should, pay attention to this stuff? What are you trying to say here?
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's why this one falls a little short for me. It's hard to take it seriously because it feels like fake to me. It feels counterfeit. to me.
Counterfeit, yes. Awesome.
Like
Good one.
it's counterfeit version of Limp Bizkit here. Like the riffs are there, and you can hear Fred's voice, but it's not really Limp Bizkit at all. It's not Flaccid Pancake either. The
Definitely not.
Unquestionable Truth to me is number 6 and the D. Not great.
Woo!
These last two are pretty bad to me. I do want to talk about Nicholas real quick. We're both West Borland guys. Definitely not Mike
not even
Smith
close.
guys.
I love Snot.
Yeah.
You know,
I love
that's a
Snot
different
too.
thing. Totally different thing.
Totally different. And I do want to shout out here, and I'm one of the rare people that really likes West Borland's project, not the big dumb whatever. That one I don't really care for, but I do like Black Light Burns. I thought that album was really good, even silly at some points with his lyric stuff, but I think his music in that is really good. He went like an industrial angle. It sounds kind of Nine Inch Nails-y ish, which I love, obviously. And you throw Nine Inch Nails together with Wes Borland. And Wes Borland's not a terrible vocalist either, which impressed me as well.
Yeah.
So I do like Blacklight Burns. I definitely like their hit on there, the Lie, I think it is. It's pretty cool.
Who else was in that with them?
I don't know. I want to say maybe one of the Nine Inch Nails assistants. I don't know. One of the guys that helps Trent with his stuff. Yeah. Brian, that's what I was going to say. The Mesopotamia, a little silly, but again, I think it's a cool music song.
He said F 2 more times.
Mesopotamia.
Yeah,
Give me the creeps. Yeah, I do want to. I do like it. If you have check it out. It's to me, I think it's a fun listen anyway. So, me and Mr. H are huge West Borland fans. You know, we contribute a lot of Limp Bizkit to West Borland and his sound, to them being so successful. And I give Fred a bunch of credit too, because they need each other to be Limp Bizkit for sure. But you need to have West Borland here, or it doesn't work. Unquestionable Truth, like I said, number 6D for me.
All right. On to Gold Cobra.
Oh, boy.
June 28th, 2011. 13 songs on this one. Not quite as long, but still too long. This was produced by Fred Durst. I feel like they could have used a producer on this one to help kind of keep them focused on a direction and allow the band to kind of focus more on songwriting, maybe. I don't know. But it doesn't sound bad, though. It's not like I'm saying did a bad job recording it. Like, I just feel like, man, maybe he's wearing too many hats trying to do it all by himself. But this is the first album with the full original lineup since Chocolate Starfish, now 11 years earlier. Guest vocals were not present at all on this album except for bonus tracks, which is, quite a change for them. The Shark Attack features references to previous songs, which I always kind of felt like that was a cheap, easy way to write lyrics, that requires very little thought. You just put a bunch of lyrics that you already had into a song. I was like, okay. So I don't know. That would just kind of always hit me the wrong way. But Shotgun features West Borland solos, which are always welcome. And it's really unlike Limp Bizkit, but a good change I wish they did more of. Wes, I put it in here. Wes is an incredible guitar sound machine, I think. Like the guy, he can write riffs. He can make the guitar make sounds. It sounds like it could be from a keyboard or like it's just, the guy is just a gifted musician. He just has an ear for things, And when he's with the right producer, like Terry Date was, where Terry wasn't the guy that got involved in the songwriting. He was the one that made it sound the best that it could. And I think that's like when they were really on top of their game with him those two times, those albums sound amazing. And he made Wes sound amazing too. So, but on this one, I feel like Wes is having trouble being Wes even. Like this one, there's just, I don't know. I feel like the magic sauce it seems to be gone from kind of writing hits from these guys. It's not terrible, but it's not memorable. But at least it sounds like them. I have to give them that. But Shotgun, West solo is always welcome. But favorites for me are Shotgun and Killer and You. I like those two. Skippers, I guess I don't really like My Own Cobain and Angels, which I think is like those are bonus tracks, but
Yeah.
those are particularly bad songs. So I'm glad they're not on this album. But so there's really, I guess I don't have any skippers on the main album, but it just kind of it's back to normal Limp Bizkit sounds. But like I said, I feel like the magic sauce has gone sour or something. I don't know, so sour. But C plus number 5 on this one, just because at least it sounds like them again. But it's just nothing great here. What did you think of Gold Cobra?
Yeah, I don't like this one at all. This was so unmemorable to me. I've listened to it once, and this is the only time I've ever listened to it my whole life this week.
Okay,
So
you
I
can
don't
pick it
know.
up.
Yeah, it could go higher up, but right now it's my least favorite, and I have it as a D. Not really much memorable. I do like Shotgun, and I do like the title track Gold Cobra as well.
Yeah, that one's not bad. I
But
wouldn't skip it, but
the
it
rest of it is very boring to me. They've definitely lost their identity. You call it their magic sauce. I just think it took this album and for them to just hit rock bottom, which they've been at for a while
Mhm.
at this point. But I think it took this to realize like what you have to do as Limp Bizkit to be successful. And we're going to talk about it here in a second, but I think they recapture it with their last album, where it's like, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we should do, and this is, unfortunately or fortunately, in order for you to be taken serious, you have to not be so serious. You have to let yourself go and just be those ridiculous goofballs that say the F word 57 times in a song. Where at least I can respect that. That's Limp Bizkit for me. So I wasn't a fan of this one. I do want to touch on this because, of course, this beef. And again, Mr. H said they actually recorded a song to go on an album together. The reason why they beefed obviously was due to Everlast, which DJ Lethal was in House of Pain with Everlast, and the beef was for that reason. Obviously, DJ Lethal and Everlast did not get along, hence they broke up House of Pain, and obviously Fred took the side of his bandmate, and him and Eminem started to beef, and of course Eminem wrote many lyrics dissing Fred Durst, making fun of him in his raps and things like that. So that was the origin of their stop talking. But I guess they are back to being friends again. I think they recorded a song together recently for one of Eminem's albums. I think it was Guilty Conscious Part 2 or something like that. Um, so yeah, it just has to do with the House of Pain breakup that kind of split the sides there because Fred and Eminem used to be buddies, and then obviously those type of things happen. So anyway, Gold Cobra, number 7 for me, and a D.
And another little thing off of this album too, there was a spoken word intro written by Fred Durst and recorded by Gene Simmons that was left off the album, just like that Eminem song, like that you just brought up. I wonder like what that sounded like. I would like to have heard that, and I never have. So, but on to Still Sucks. So 10 years have gone by now. This is Fred's doing. From everything that I read here. October 31st, 2021. Now, 12 songs. This one is short and concise. Like I said, this is 31 minutes, 32 minutes,
Yep.
and 12 songs. Fred Durst produced with Zach Cervini, who I don't know who that is. Zach with 2K, Z-A-K-K. Don't change. I mean, just like you were talking about Behind Blue Eyes, this is where I feel like Fred was like he really shines as what he did. It's such a great song. We just did In Excess, and they did an In Excess cover of Don't Change. It's only 2:55, but it's fantastic. I was like, I liked it when I first heard this album, and just listened to it again. I'm like, I think I like it even more now after we did In Excess and we talked about all the versions of that song. It's a great version of that one. But the second half of this album for me is where it kind of loses me. Barnacle sounds like a pop punk attempt, not Limp Bizkit. Pill Popper sounds like a Nine Inch Nails attempt, again, not Limp Bizkit. Goodbye sounds like a pop song attempt, again, one more time, not Limp Bizkit. Like I don't know what they're trying to like. Snacky Poo isn't really that good either. Like I guess the reason this took so long too, I should have mentioned, is it sounds like one of the things that I read from a quote was Oliver Sykes, the frontman for Bring Me the Horizon, was brought in to help them write this album in like 2017. This album was supposed to come out in 2012.
Yeah.
So to help write this album, and he said that Fred didn't show up most of the time, and he obviously wasn't ready to record this album. So this is kind of all on Fred. Like the album was all done other than the vocals for years, except Fred just kept reworking vocals on and off, and it just it wouldn't come out until he was done, and then Wes had to mix it. So it was really supposed to come out in 2012. Like what a crazy waste of time. But like you said, it took him this long to really kind of hit rock bottom, and then write some good stuff again. They're back playing to huge crowds, like we said now. So what do I know? Surely they don't need money. So, but they're super popular right now, which is, like I said, it kind of brings a smile to my face. It's kind of cool. My favorites are all on the first half of this album. Out of Style, Dirty Rotten Biscuit. Never thought I'd say this, but Don't Change, a really great cover. Dad Vibes is good. Like Skippers, though, You Bring Out the Worst in Me. I didn't like the slow part or the heavy part of that album, of that song. This is all second half kind of now. Love the Hate. It's just a dumb song. Empty Hole is boring. And like I said, other songs, they're kind of okay. Like Pill Popper's okay, but it's just like trying to write a Nine Inch Nails song after you just got done dissing Nine Inch Nails and Trent Reznor 20 years ago, and now you're writing a Nine Inch Nails exact copy sounding song. It's just weird. I don't know. So I feel like the first half Limp Bizkit, second half experimental songs that I feel like kind of didn't work for me, but still I have this as a B- because this is the best they've done in 20 plus years, and it's really not even close. It's still not that great, but it is really top heavy. I do hear some recycled riffs in here a little bit and stuff, from other earlier albums that worked for them, and they kind of reworked. But it's still pretty catchy and better than anything since 2000's Starfish album. So I had this as a B-, number 4, pretty kind of steadily there. The other 3 are way worse. The other 3 are way better. This one's just kind of in the middle, right there, all by itself. What do you think of Still Sucks?
Yeah, I totally agree with basically everything you said.
Cool.
This is the first half of this album's really, really good.
Yeah,
I was really surprised when I heard it. I saw just the video come up for Dad Vibes, and I'm like, this is pretty cool and catchy. And when it came out, I listened to it, and I think Out of Style is ridiculously good. I think it's catchy as heck. I love the video. Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
We were just watching it before the podcast, and awesome with the fakes. They do the deep fakes on the face, and Fred is Vladimir Putin, I think.
Yeah.
And then,
can you imagine what they would look like now with like AI? They should redo it, like exactly the same, but it would look so real right now. It would unbelievable.
Yeah. But the Wes Borland with Joe Biden's face is hilarious. Halfway through the song, he's sleeping and passes out, and he wakes up, and
right. He's got the same look on his face most of the time. He's just like,
yeah. It's just funny, and the whole part of the song is, we should be on the same team. We should all be getting along. I mean, it's a mature message for Fred to say, but he's still goofy about it. Like,
yeah.
I think Limp Bizkit is at their best when they're not taking themselves too seriously.
When they're goofy.
And this proves it. I mean, this is the first album in, like you said, 20 years where it sounds like Limp Bizkit again. They sound like they're having a good time, and they like each other again, and they're not taking things so seriously. And if you see one of their shows now, watch a video of it, it's just a big goof fest, and everybody loves it. They eat it up. I ate it up. I saw them at Sonic Temple last year, and it was just an hour of fun. They were messing with the crowd and talking to the crowd, and we
Except
mentioned
for Hot Dog.
Well, Hot Dog.
You had to plug your ears during Hot Dog.
I was like, I wonder what word's next. Oh, the F word. Oh, I wonder what's next.
46 times.
Oh, the F word.
I think it's 49 times or something.
Yeah, something like that. But I will give a shout out. Wes Borland's outfits now are just insane. So he doesn't ever show his face anymore on stage. He just puts these masks on, and it's these big getup, these whole outfits, and it just looks really, really cool to me. They did this tour opening for Metallica one of their nights, and they killed it. Everybody's raving about them again, and They got a new song that's super catchy now.
Yeah.
Making love to Morgan Wallen in the
Yeah.
in the elevator. But we all are around my house. We sing it all the time. It's so catchy. The hey ladies, oh, it's so good. Like it's so bad and it's so good. Which to me they're back. Right? They affect me in that way. They're telling I can't turn it off, but listening to it just makes me feel like I'm getting stupider. It's perfect.
This band, I think, right now has the potential to write an album that's better than everything they've ever done.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
have the potential. They're still able. It's still in there. Those songs prove it. If they can do a whole album like that, like with kind of current topics and just being their goofy selves, but do it in like a 2025 way, it could be the best thing they've ever done. It
Yeah.
really could. They have that kind of potential. I
totally
really hope
agree.
that people tell them about how much they love what they're doing with these few songs, and they just put out another album like that. Just
Yeah.
please. We need it as a world. We need it. We need
Totally
the
agree.
laugh.
Yeah. But
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I love all the first half of this album. I agree. The second half, I do like Pill Popper myself, but again,
do too.
that's the kind of stuff that I listen to. So I think it's a cool, interesting thing. But yeah, a lot of the stuff on the back end of it is very experimental. It's like I just write the first half, just copy it and do that again on the second half, and it would be a great album. I don't know if it would have been as good as the top three, but I agree with you. It's not as close to the first three. It's nowhere near as bad as the last three.
Yep.
It's right in the middle there. It's my number 4. It's same as you. I have it like B minus, so basically the same place as you. It does give me confidence to the future, along with their new song, which I really dig. So
right.
yeah, so definitely can see that. Definitely check out their new song if you haven't heard it yet, called "Making Love to Morgan Wallen," which he doesn't talk about Morgan Wallen at all for 90% of the song, so
No,
I don't
right.
understand it, but that's what I love about it.
That's right.
It's so
We don't
random.
need to, right?
Yeah, it's so random.
Yeah.
Just hey ladies, whoa, hey fellas, whoa.
Sounds totally like a Fred thing to do.
Yep.
Hey, ladies.
Yep. All right, partner. What's your 7-1 for Limp Bizkit?
All right. Number 7, results may vary. Number 6, unquestionable truth. Number 5, gold cobra. Number 4, still sucks. Number 3, significant other. Number 2, chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
And number 1, $3 bill, y'all. What about you, sir?
All right. Number 7, I have gold cobra. Number 6, the unquestionable truth. Number 5, results may vary. Number 4, still sucks. Number 3 is the chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. Yeah. Number 2, $3 bill, y'all. And number 1, I have significant other, my favorite. Brian S. is posting
the
his.
rankings.
He's got significant other at 1, $3 bill, y'all 2. Cold Cobra at 3, results may vary 4, still sucks at 5, chocolate starfish 6. He didn't rank the EP, fair enough.
Yeah.
John wishes Madonna next week. We are not going to be doing Madonna next week.
We are not.
Sorry for that.
We are not. Brian was consistent, though. He said early on that he wasn't a big fan of a lot of this stuff, and his letter ratings show that he's got 1 B plus and then C minus, D plus.
Yeah,
D. Like, he's not a big fan, but that's cool. I'm so happy you did that, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for ranking with us, bud. We appreciate
that's awesome.
that.
Love that.
All right, so to give you a little bit of a breakdown, what we're going to be doing for the next couple weeks. We're going to be a little on and off. We got some stuff going on as between us. So we're going to take next week off, and then we're going to come back with Megadeth. They got a lot of albums, so we're going to do 2 weeks to do them. And then that'll take us to Halloween time, which we will do one of Mr. H's favorite bands and a band that I also loved growing up, which is Cleveland's own Mushroom Head. So we will be going over them as our Halloween episode.
October 28th.
Yep, on the 28th.
They're playing November 1st at the Agora if you want to go.
I assume Mr. H will be
I
there.
am going.
And I may, depending on if I'm now working a second job doing concert security. So we'll have to see with that. But I would like to go check them out again.
Well,
I did.
Get yourself a ticket, and you can sit right next to me.
Okay.
I have 2 seats, so just
Okay.
buy a general admission ticket. You can sit with me.
Yeah.
Kelly's not going. Kelly hates them.
Okay.
So just me. But I asked for 2 seats anyway because I always do.
Yeah, Brian is not a big.
I'm
we
sorry,
never really checked out
Brian.
Megadeth. I don't think you would like Megadeth, Brian, but I'm interested to hear if there's anything that you like from them. So we'll have that
I thought he was
conversation.
saying he wasn't a fan. I'm like, oh, we just did Biscuit, and now we're going to do Megadeth, and he doesn't like them either. But I see he's not.
And
I don't listen to him.
And Brian has gone to some Mushroom Head shows with me and stuff, so he will have that opinion. We'll get to hear that as well.
I have a lot on them too. They've changed millions of people in the band.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So I have a lot of thoughts on it too. So.
Yep. So then after we do Mushroom Head, we're going to take another week off, only because I'm traveling for work. So I will be in Arizona, but we're going to use that time to do 2 weeks, and we'll have our buddy Brian Hendo on for 9 Inch Nails the week after that. I believe that's the 11th. So, So that's a 2-Bob schedule for over the next month or so. So, we look forward to seeing you there. Any new shows or anything, H, to talk about? Anything going on?
I have tickets to Mushroom Head and Mammoth. Got tickets to that too. I got both of those on their whatever $25 sale that they had. And I think that's it for right now. I don't think we have anything else going. So we were going to go to that Symphony X a couple weeks ago, but it got canceled. Their bus broke down, I guess. So yeah, I need to try to hit Bill Peters up for some more tickets, because it's funny, he gave me tickets for Symphony X, which is a show that I picked because I won a gift card. Yes, it's going to be very timely. We're definitely going to discuss that.
We definitely thought of that. Yeah.
So that's kind of why we did Biscuit now too, because it was them or Linkin Park, and we were doing them because they're so big right now, but so is Linkin Park, and they're out touring. So we really could do both, but we wanted to get Mushroom Head in at Halloween. Otherwise, we probably would have done both. But we'll save Linkin Park for next time. Yeah. But yes, one of the reasons we definitely wanted to do 9 Inch Nails. Plus, they're really good. So
yeah.
But it should be awesome.
Cool. I'll have some more concerts to talk about at our next show. So far, I've worked Hanson, which I told you about. That's very interesting. That was a bunch of moms, a lot of 40-year-old women there reliving their teenage years, which was interesting. And then last night,
you loved it though, didn't you?
No comment. And then last night, it was some French electronica band.
Yeah, they have everything there.
They do. So that was interesting. That was a interesting crowd, but chill. Like, everybody was super cool. It was just It was all over the place.
Easy work night, right?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I just kind of wandered around, and everybody was just sitting there like vibing, and
awesome.
Was super cool. But I do this Thursday I got ZZ Top, which we did a podcast on them, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. It's not the same as the original 3, but we still got Billy Gibbons in there, so it should be pretty cool to see them.
Thursday?
That's Thursday, and it's completely sold out.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
It's completely sold out. And then I got Live, which it's not really live anymore. I think it's just Ed Kowalczyk now, and a bunch of guys. But it'll be cool to see what they sound like. So we got those coming up this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. I'll report back to that. But that's about it here.
Especially ZZ Top. Curious to hear what that sounds like. That'll be good. Hopefully you can catch some of that while you're working.
Yeah. I can usually at least hear it, and kind of usually what they have you do is, they have you work in the front, like getting people in safe and all that without things. And then once the show starts, usually we're roaming around, just making sure everybody's safe and everybody's feeling good. So I should be able to at least listen to some of their stuff and kind of report how that sounds. So looking forward to that.
Everything sounds great there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've talked about that. I definitely think that they do a good job there with the sound.
Terrible seats, but everything else is great. The stage is big. they have cool video screens on both sides. You can see everything, and it's not even that big. And they have big.
Yeah,
video
it's a
screens.
small place,
And
yeah,
the sound is killer. It sounds great in there. I don't know how they make this big rectangle room sound so good, but
yeah,
it sounds great.
yep, absolutely. Other than the whole power going out for Dream Theater, that was they sounded great there too. And you and I are not huge fans of them, but they sounded fantastic, and that helps playing in that venue.
Really,
and it gets kind of a bad rep too. Like I've seen online, a lot of people are like, "Oh, they're playing at that awful casino," which I totally get it. But I mean, give it a chance. If you get a chance to see a band there that you really like, it's a more personal experience. And like Mr. H said, it sounds phenomenal. So you're not going to leave there like, man, my favorite band sounded terrible. Like you're going to be like, that sounded great.
You're probably not going to leave there going, boy, that was a bad show. You know, it's probably going to be a really good show.
Yeah.
So if you like it all, the band that you're going to see, you're really going to
you're going to love it.
So the only thing is the seats, but that's nothing you can do about that.
All right. Well, thank you, John, as always, for joining us. Thank you, Brian S. Appreciate you, Tyler.
Nicholas Alonso.
Yep. Nicholas Alonso. Thanks for joining us, bud. And Tyler. Thanks for stopping by. We haven't heard from you in a while, so good to see you. Hope all is well with you. And anything else, partner?
I don't think so. Tyler's got some dark rap to drop on us here pretty soon, hopefully. So
yeah, definitely. Definitely check it out. If check out Tyler, if you want to, drop your link or whatever in our chat in case somebody wants to check it out. I would like to check it out. If you have something to release, let me know. I will definitely check it out. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Megadeth. And until then, we will see you in the next one.
Rock on.
Looks like you've been missing a lot of work lately.
I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
What would you say you do here?
God damn it. Bob, we love playing here tonight. My brother's ready.
It helps if you think of it as a game, Bob. Every game has a winner and a loser.
You must possess strength to inflict pain, Bob.